Somebody has told you a number about your job. Half the workforce, 300 million jobs, 20% unemployment. Here is what I did instead of arguing about it. I took 12 dated predictions about AI and work made between March 2023 and January 2025, pulled the original document for every one of them, and scored each against what the labor data actually shows. No forecast of my own. I do not make predictions on this channel. I date other people's and mark them. Every number you are about to see is on screen with its source, and the full list is linked in the first line of the description, so you can check me while I talk. Let me start with the two that surprised me most, because they are the two you have heard the most. Start with Goldman Sachs, March 2023. The number everybody repeats is 300 million jobs. Here is the sentence it comes from. Generative AI could expose the equivalent of 300 million full-time jobs to automation. Exposed, not lost, not cut, not replaced. And 3 paragraphs down, the same report says most jobs and industries are only partially exposed and are more likely to be complemented rather than substituted by AI. Cut 2. A hand marking a date on a calendar. Now the International Monetary Fund, January 2024. 40% of global employment exposed to AI, 60% in advanced economies. Same word. Exposed. Their own paper means something specific by it. Some part of the work overlaps with what a model can do. That is a very different sentence from the one that traveled. 2 of the most quoted figures in this entire argument were never forecasts of job losses. They are estimates of overlap, and they got turned into a body count somewhere between the report and the headline. Now the ones with a clock on them. May 2025, Dario Amodei, the chief executive of Anthropic, told Axios that AI could wipe out half of all entry-level white-collar jobs and spike unemployment to 10 to 20% in the next 1 to 5 years. He also said, and this is his wording, most of them are unaware that this is about to happen. It sounds crazy and people just don't believe it. The 1-year floor of that window closed in May. Unemployment was 4.3% the day he said it. It is 4.2% now. It went down. The 5-year window is still open until 2030, and I am not going to pretend that part is settled, because it is not. January 2025, Mark Zuckerberg on the Joe Rogan podcast. Probably in 2025, he said Meta and the other companies working on this are going to have an AI that can effectively be a sort of mid-level engineer that can write code. That was a calendar year. The calendar year is over. Software developers are the single fastest growing AI-related occupation the Bureau of Labor Statistics tracks, projected up nearly 16% through 2034. So that one missed at the level it was claimed. Hold that thought though, because there is a version of it that landed, and I will come back to it. February 2024, Dubai. Jensen Huang, the chief executive of NVIDIA, said almost everybody on a stage like that would tell you it is vital your children learn computer science, and that it is almost exactly the opposite. His words, "It is our job to create computing technology such that nobody has to program." Cut 4. A hand circling a figure on a page of numbers. Here is where it gets interesting, because the answer depends on which job code you look at. The Bureau of Labor Statistics keeps 2. Software developers, the people who design and build systems, went from about 1.5 million to over 1.6 million in a single year and are projected up nearly 16%. Computer programmers and older and narrower classification are projected down 6%. So he was right about one and wrong about the other, and the advice, do not learn to code, was wrong for the one that is growing fastest. That distinction is not a technicality. It is the difference between a shrinking job and the biggest numeric gain on the list. February 2024, Klarna's own press release. The AI assistant is doing the equivalent work of 700 full-time agents. Read that wording again because it matters. Equivalent work of. It never said 700 people lost a job. The press turned a workload estimate into a head count, and it has been a head count ever since. Cut 5, a silhouette in front of charts on a bank of monitors. Then in May 2025, the chief executive walked it back. His words, "Cost seems to have been a too predominant evaluation factor, and what you end up having is lower quality." Klarna went back to hiring humans. That was the story everywhere, and it is where most coverage stopped. So I pulled the next document. Klarna's annual filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission, February 2026, 9 months after the apology. The AI assistant now handles 80% of chats, doing the work equivalent of over 850 full-time agents. The number went up. Headcount went from 4,352 down to 2,831. And the filing tells investors it expects the number of employees to continue to decrease. The apology was real. So is the filing. They just say different things, and only one of them carries legal liability. December 2024, Mark Benioff said Salesforce would not add any more software engineers in 2025 because AI had lifted engineering productivity more than 30%. That one held, and I know it held because he confirmed it himself on an earnings call in May of this year. About 15,000 engineers, flat for about 2 years, and in his words, "We are not hiring more engineers." Cut 6. An empty office. 2 things worth saying next to it. The people actually cut were not engineers. In September 2025, he said he had taken customer support from 9,000 heads to about 5,000, and Salesforce got bigger anyway. The 10K says 76,000 employees in January 2025 and 83,000 a year later because the hiring moved to sales. A freeze in one department is not a company shrinking. It reads as one in a headline. May 2023, IBM's chief executive Arvind Krishna said he could easily see 30% of roughly 26,000 back office roles replaced by AI and automation over 5 years. That is about 7,800 jobs, and the deadline is May 2028. So this one is genuinely too early to call, and I am marking it that way. Cut 7, hands typing overhead, but there is a second claim attached to it. In May 2025, he said total employment at IBM has actually gone up because AI gives you more investment to put into other areas. That one I can check right now because IBM publishes headcount in its annual report to the SEC. 288,000 in 2022, 264,000 in 2025. Down every single year and down about 24,000 since he made the original statement. The prediction is still pending. The comfort attached to it is not. Now, the part a fair version of this video has to include: 2 numbers point the other way and they are serious. Challenger, Gray, and Christmas tracks the reasons companies give when they announce cuts. AI was cited in 54,836 announced cuts in all of 2025. It has been cited in 101,743 in the first 6 months of 2026 alone. That nearly doubled a full year in half a year. Cut 8. A handwriting on a page. And Stanford's Digital Economy Lab, working from actual payroll records rather than a survey, found that early career workers aged 22 to 25 in the most AI exposed occupations have seen a 16% relative decline in employment. Their AI index puts software developers in that age band down nearly 20% from 2024. Remember Zuckerberg's mid-level engineer. The profession grew. The front door of it did not. Both of those things are true and neither one cancels the other. So here is the scoreboard. 12 predictions, 3 missed, 1 held, 1 partly held, 1 was taken back in public and then restated in a filing. 3 are still inside their window. And this video calls those too early rather than scoring them, because too early is a real answer. 2 were never forecasts of job losses at all. And 1, Elon Musk saying in November 2023 that there will come a point where no job is needed, has no date attached to it, which means there is no way for it to ever be wrong. And now the pattern, because the pattern is the useful part. Every prediction that named a whole profession missed. Every prediction that named one specific task inside one specific company mostly landed. Klarna's chat queue, Salesforce's support desk, IBM's HR tickets. So what does that mean for you specifically this week? It means the question is not whether your profession survives, because on this evidence, professions are not what gets taken. Sit down and write out the tasks that fill your week and mark the ones that are a queue. A stack of the same request arriving over and over with a predictable answer. That is what went at Klarna, at Salesforce, at IBM. That is the shape of the thing that actually moved. And if you are early in your career, that Stanford number is the one to take seriously, because the entry-level door is measurably narrower than it was in 2024. And because I just spent 10 minutes marking other people's claims, mine should be falsifiable too. Here is what would change my mind. If the federal layoff rate breaks out of the 1 to 1.2% band it has sat in for 2 years, or if the AI cited count doubles again into 2027, then the aggregate story I have just told you is wrong. And I will come back and say so on this channel with the date on it. 2 things got cut from this video, and you should know what they were. Elon Musk's March 2024 post saying AI would be smarter than any single human by 2025 is the most temptingly scorable claim in the whole set, because that deadline has passed. It is not in here because the original post would not load today, and 4 secondhand outlets is not good enough. And a Bill Gates quote came out because only part of the famous sentence is actually his. If a claim cannot be checked, it does not get softened, it gets cut. A real question for you before the last bit, and I read these. Which one of the 12 did you believe at the time? Not which one was silliest with hindsight, which one did you actually believe? Put the name in the comments, because the answer to that tells you more about how this stuff spreads than any of the numbers do. Every number in this video is on screen with its source and its date, and the full list is the first link in the description. Open it and check one. If I have something wrong, the correction goes up as the pinned top comment with the date on it, because that is the only credential this channel has. And if the honest answer to all this is that the work is shifting rather than disappearing, and you want to see how people are actually getting paid for the new shape of it, that is what gets broken down at Clearway Through. New audit, Monday and Wednesday. Go check my work.